Morning, welcome back. Hope you're going well. Well, it's a chilly start. No sign of rain, which it's getting to harvest time, so we don't really want any rain. We got the machine moved over. If you watched the last video, we finished the job here and we serviced the windrower and we got it shifted over back over to Victoria to our next job over there. So it's the weekend, so Tony's not here. Brendan is working with still pressing hay, so he's just going to concentrate on that for us so we get that job tidied up out of the road. They are talking it's going to get pretty hot tomorrow, so I think, well, they're talking mid 30 degrees Celsius if you're watching on from overseas, so that is reasonably warm for this time of year. So we'll just see what happens. It is going to bring the crop, sort of help ripen crops. So we've got 120 hectares to windrow over the river where we are now, and then we'll come back here. We've still got 40 of our own to do under the irrigator, and 120 for a neighbour. 70 of that will probably go to there tomorrow or when we finish the job where we're at. And then they've got 50 hectares of late season stuff, so it's still 3 weeks off windrowing, which is fine. They do that every year. We grow it as well, but we've grazed ours off this year. We didn't actually take it through to grain. And then, then we've got the 150 or 70 down where Brendan is now. So we've still got a little bit ahead of us. It's only really, if we ran it continuously, it'd be 3 days work, something like that. So we're getting on top of it. Header will start this coming week. So what we're thinking is we'll harvest the barley first, because that's the 85 hectares. Well, if it'll go, which we're sort of hoping for this hot day on Sunday, and I think they are talking another hot day middle of the week, so we'll just see what happens. So if we can do the barley first and it's done out of the road then, and then we can get on the canola, so that just gives us a bit of time. We've got to swap the frame, put the turntable back on the truck and get the truck organised. Russell, he's just driven the truck for us the last 2 years, he's coming back to drive the truck again, so that's good. Our new carrier, he's up in central New South Wales carting, so he'll probably come back for cereals. I just need to ring him today and speak to him, so just let him know what's going on. I was talking to him earlier in the week, so there's still plenty going on. Still got to get this thing going. One of the boys did suggest we do have these Tony got a couple of rubber boots here the other day. One of the guys did suggest we just cut that out and cut the top off it and put a rubber boot in there. So we might have to do that yet. We'll just see how it goes. I'm not too sure how to work with the weight, but it might just help it flex a bit more, maybe. So what I've got here this morning, sorry about that light. So this is the motor off the rotor shear. So what happened the other day, we caught a bit of wire, I wrapped a bit of wire up about midnight out of a fence, and it damaged the seal, so it obviously let go. Dan at Specialised Hydraulics in Yarrawonga, that's where these motors come from. He's got me a couple of seal kits. The one on the other side is starting to weep as well. So I don't know what's going on, whether we need to put what they call a case drain on them. You can put another hose in the back of them, and it just takes a bit of pressure off the seal. So I've got a light here because it's half dark in the corner. So we can, whether we're getting a bit of back pressure maybe, I don't know. So anyway, will be something to look at for next year. We're just at the moment we're sort of limping we're not limping, the machine's going really well, apart from a couple of hydraulic hose issues, which is normal, can happen on any machine, but generally it's going really well. But these things, I don't know what the go is, but anyway, we'll get it pulled apart and get these seals done. I've just got to set the water up before I go. Jay's going to come out today and drive the windrower again. He's just working this morning, so I'll be able to come back and catch up on a few jobs back here. Anyway, it's going to be a nice day. Half a dozen? It has half a dozen little bolts, 2, 4, 6, yeah, half a dozen little bolts in there. What I'm doing is to get that out. It does have a little port there to stick something in, but I'll just show you. Stick you somewhere. Oh, come on. That's it. Hopefully, just like that. So, I don't really want to change all the seals, I just want to change the outer one. And if you have a look here, it's, yeah, you can see it's, that doesn't actually feel real good. That feels metallic-y, as though the pump, or the motor mod is self-destructed. Alright, that's interesting. We better, yeah, do a bit further investigation here, see what's going on. I'm hoping it's just a bit of crap's got behind the bit of wire or whatever's got behind it to cause it to fail, but I don't really want to. It hasn't done a lot of work to have self-destructed. So we've got this apart. I don't think we can fix it. Because what I'm looking at, I don't know how the camera shows it. Magpies are having a go on the back end, and Willy Wagtail. They all want to sing. That doesn't look right to me. So what's happened there, whether it just can't handle the side load on it, I don't know. Yeah, that's got pretty hot. I would shoot that should be flat. I'd presume. I might speak to Dan, just have a yarn to him, even if you have to take it in and show him. It's actually, the machine's working all right without it, so at the moment, but yeah, it's interesting. So it's a bit of an internal failure there, but whether it can't handle the side load of the knives, and this other little ring here, it's copped a pizzling. I don't actually know what part it plays, but anyway, but yeah, it's been something go awry there. It's not, I don't reckon it's actually the wire that's damaged it, unless, you know, the end of the wire has gone in, jammed in there between the shaft and the seal. But yeah, well, you can see that it's effectively cooked the seal. But there was quite a few little bits of crap floating around that I've washed out of there, so we might just throw a rag over that and worry about that another day. Or even if we've got to go to Yarrawonga, I'll take it into Dan and just see what he says. But anyway, we'll go and get this water set up and get going. Set these first couple up for 6 hours, but they're well and truly down. So I've just cut that last one back to 5. Perhaps with we've got 8 megalitres of water coming in, so perhaps with the pump running as well, yeah, 5 will be plenty. So it doesn't sort of matter, because just means we've got to pump more water to recycle. So, but yeah, 15. We might nearly finish it tonight. Perhaps we'll just see. Anyway, get these changed over and get this windrow going. Rolling pretty well. We've been going. We've got 10 hectares out, so we've been going about an hour roughly. So we've got a bit of powdery mildew. You can see the white dust. It is quite bad. You can sort of see it there coming off the front. So it's effectively just I don't know whether it's a mould or what it is, but it just forms on the plant, and yeah, it ends up everywhere. So you can spray for it in the cereals. We have had it in the wheat before, but generally you probably don't. I don't think I've never sprayed for it in canola before. But yeah, it just means everything's white, so you probably don't want to be sticking your head in it, breathing it in. Yeah, you might get a sore throat after a while. But anyway, we went to the effort of washing the machine, and not even an hour and she do it again, so that's alright. But yeah, just a little dry land block here that we're doing, and yeah, pretty handy crop though. It's amazing said, it's amazing how well the crops have done, given the little rain we've had. Sort of, just shows how modern techniques are working well, and the tools we've got. So, anyway, keep marching along here for a little bit, and hopefully Jay will be here in about half an hour. Back at the workshop. So yeah, I mentioned we've just been down, give Brendan a hand. We shifted the baler, so he's getting to the pointy end of the hay. We've just probably run into a bit of green stuff that after tomorrow's hot day it should nearly go, so it'll be good to get it cleaned up down there. I'm just here mucking around with this suction, or just starting to muck around with it. So what we're thinking, or what the guys are thinking, we've got these two rubber boots here. So what we might do is effectively cut the kink out, put it in there. I just don't know how that's going to go, because there's a fair bit of weight on that pipe when it's full, and it might effectively end up with a bloody whoop in it. I don't know, but yeah. So it's going to be about the time I cut the end off it and cut this kink out of it, it's going to be about 1.5 metres shorter, which probably won't matter too much when the dam's full. It might be just when the dam gets a bit empty. So anyway, we'll cut it off, slide it on and see how we go. I did get some new clamps in town, but they're too small, but I do actually have 4 here from when we altered it last time. So yeah, that's going to work out all right. Didn't think I was going to be able to go this way. Anyway, I'll cut this off and cut the end off it and try and get the rubber boots on, and then yeah, we'll get up there and see what we can do with it. So that's the finished product. So hopefully it's still pretty rigid, but just might allow it to flex a little bit more in the middle. Yeah, anyway, we'll see how it goes. I might put the rubber boot on that end of this one while we're going, and then yeah, we're sort of right then, hopefully. Actually, I might slip up, because I think there's actually a flange that goes on that end, that goes onto the poly. So I might duck up and grab it, and then I can probably be easier to do it here than doing it up on the bank there. I can lean it against shed posts and that sort of stuff like I have with this one. Getting there. That was probably the easy bit. Anyway, we'll see how we go now. There's a bit of weight in this end of it. inches so we can get it a bit more. I've only got it on about that 150 mil. It probably needs to be a bit more, really. Anyway, I'll keep banging for a minute and see how we go. So I've nearly got that thing back in place. I needed the gasket for the top end, and then I can bolt it back up. I forgot to take the camera with me. Just had Jay ring me. He's just having engine temp issues, I think. Just with that powdery mildew, I'd say the radiators have clogged up. So he's half done, so he's just going to turn it off and let it cool down a bit. And where we are, James, he's got a fire unit, so he's away, so I'm going to go over and I'll just call in and grab his fire unit. And we'll give the radiators a wash out, and hopefully that'll fix the problem. More dramas. So we blew all the radiators and that out, and what's actually happened, it's the oil cooler, you can actually pull it out the side so you can clean it out, and what's happened is when I've done that, for whatever reason, we've had one of the hoses started to leak just on the bend. It's just got a split in it. So I'm on my way to Yarrawonga now. I've spoken to Dan, of course it's Saturday afternoon, so spoken to Dan at Specialised Hydraulics. He's going to meet me at his shop and make me up a hose, and yeah, if one's crooked, the other one won't. We'll probably go out with in sympathy soon too, so we'll replace the pair of them. Yeah, single braided bloody hose. Why they do that, whether it's a cost thing, I don't know, but Macdon machines, even the fronts, a lot of the hose is single braid, not double braid. It just doesn't last. So anyway, so this powdery mildew is a bit of a pain in the freckle too, because it seems to have just baked on everything. I had got James, who's his mate. If you've been watching on, I was best man at his wedding there a couple of months ago. He's up north, head of contracting, so he's not around. He's can speak to his old man this morning, but we've got the fire unit. I've washed all the radiators and everything out. Yeah, but it's amazing. I've never really dealt with this stuff, but it's amazing how it's caked on the way it has. So yeah, I just thought, given I've now probably lose a couple of hours, I thought I'd just give it a hit with the hose, and then it's got a couple of hours to dry then. I'm on the Victorian side of the river, so actually if you're headed straight that way, you'd be at our home place, but you've got to swim the river. So what I'm going to do, I'm filthy, so I've spoken to Sarah. She's going to meet me at the end of our road with a change of clothes, so I'll get this hose back in, and yeah, then I can change my clothes so I'm not getting neat and tidy in the cabin. So there's about 50 hectares left there. Whether I get it done tonight, it's 5:30 now. It's going to be probably 7 o'clock by the time we get going, so we'll just probably run through till 10 or 11 o'clock, and then finish it in the morning, and we can get shifted back home. So anyway, it's just part and parcel of it, the joys. So we'll get over here and get this hose fixed anyway, and then get back there. Righto, we're back at the machine. Got me a couple of hoses. So basically comes out at the end of this oil cooler here and just runs round and up in round the back there, in there. but yeah, you can see, see how white the front is. That's how the machine was. So, and yeah, this stuff, once it, never had much to do with it. Once it gets hot, it seems to get real pasty and cruddy, and yeah, doesn't really blow out that well. It was sort of be a pressure washer job, but that Jones's fire unit here, so we put 1,000 litres all best part in it. So yeah, anyway, so I just called in, got some dinner in town, so I'll yeah, eat this and then we'll get it back together hopefully. Actually wasn't too bad. It's the end of it up there. Then it just comes round, goes in up under, and then come in this side. Comes round, and yeah, up onto the end of the oil cooler. And then there's a grommet to go in there, and then it just, when it's looped around like that, it can run in and out, as you say, you can pull the cooler out to clean it. So anyway, we're a bit drippy here with oil, so it's going to be, with this powdery mildew, it's going to be a bit messy. Anyway, there's not much you can do about it. Last light, heading towards last light, and visibility's pretty ordinary. Anyway, just the mildew that's coming off the crop. So yeah, anyway, we'll battle away here. I'm not going to, we won't get it tonight, so we've still got 50 hectares left here to do. So I'll probably try and get another 30 done, maybe, which is 3 hours, or just a couple more hours or something. Go to about 10 o'clock, that'll probably do. Yeah, and yeah, attack it in the morning. So and yeah, we can give the machine a good wash here before we head back. I just hope we can yeah, sort of get it done without having to wash the radiator out again. But just looking at this, there's not a breath of wind. It's yeah, the dust or the whatever it is just hanging down. So yeah, anyway, we'll keep marching for a couple of hours. Yeah, there we go. Just going to show you here. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it. Just, come on, the windows are pretty ordinary, and the dust's pretty ordinary. So yeah, I'm probably not going to go much longer actually. But yeah, just a bit of down stuff here. So I've just got the reel down in the crop, basically just trying to stand it up and cut it off. Yeah, so you nearly end up with RSI in your finger because in your thumb, because you're forever on the button here, sort of up and down with the reel and in and out, just trying to find that sweet spot to get it to stand it back up again. But yeah, generally you don't. Yeah, if you're concentrating on what you're doing, you don't generally miss too much. I have had a bit of stick in the past for how quickly I run the reel, but yeah, it's just that's what we do, and just to get it out the hole. So yeah, but that's probably where we're getting the ground speed and the productivity out of it. But yeah, we really play with the reel just to stand that crop up and yeah, help get it up to cut it off. So we also don't, for the farmers amongst you, we also don't run a top cross auger. I had one on last year if you've been watching that long, and it was an absolute pig of a thing. So anywhere where the crop was a bit green, and these hybrids, you tend to be cutting them, the hybrid varieties now, we tend to be cutting them on the greener side. Yeah, any down stuff like that, the cross auger would wrap around it, the green stalk would wrap around the cross auger, and everything would come to a stop. It was just a real pain in the ass. So took it off. Actually, when I was here doing this job last year, I took it off, and I don't know why I persisted so long with it. It just wasted so much time. So, but yeah, blokes will tell you you've got to have them. Well, yeah, we've never really run them. Yeah, and I've been steering them for a long time. So anyway, just seems funny. Up this end of the paddock, there's no mildew, and But yeah, we need some windscreen wipers on those little side windows so we can see what's going on. So, because I'm getting not blocks, but it's building up and I can't actually see what's going on through the windows, which isn't helping. Oh no, that might nearly do. Done about 80 hectares. See the window there. Can't really see through it. We'll have a better look in the morning, but yeah, it's a funny sort of stuff. But anyway, it's pretty thick. So, yeah, don't know. It's hard to. It doesn't look like it's the crop's got it until you walk. Well, yeah, you look at it and it doesn't look white, but obviously it's there on the plant. So anyway, it's always something. Another one of them days. But anyway, we're going all right. So we'll get out of here tomorrow, and whether we go to home and do ours or whether we there's another 70 hectares at one of our main jobs. We might go and do that, and then they've got some late stuff that's still 3 weeks away, so whether we go there and then go to home, we'll just see how the morning pans out. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching again. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.